All right, there you go. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Versatile Reg. Back with another video slash stream. We got one of the guy who got the most tournament wins in gaming history. I look up to him. I like the things that he done. I like how he had bring a community together. I like how he down to earth. You could talk to him. He have no problem communicating, and most importantly, he like video games. So I want you to introduce yourself to. I want y'all to know who this man is. If some of y'all don't know, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So legally, my name is Triforce Johnson. My full name is Isaiah Triforce Johnson, but everybody calls me Triforce. I'm the CEO and the founder of my esports organization and brand, Empire Arcadia. What we do is that as an esports brand, we use competitive gaming to help develop many different facets in society as a whole, such as technology, fashion, art, education. We develop communities. We help build industries, all those type of things. So we are currently right now we're focusing on women in gaming. Our sisters, the Valkyries of Arcadia. Our organization is the most documented tournament-winning video game team in the world, and as it stands right now, we focus on the minority represented entity in gaming, which is African people, my own people. I say minority represented because we are the majority in the world. There are more black people in the world than any other ethnic group there is. However, in gaming, we are a minority in terms of representation. There are tens of millions, if not at least 100 million worldwide, but there's no space for us. So Empire Arcadia focuses on that because it needs help, especially if we are that minority. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. So next question: how do you get started? How you got started into the gaming stuff, into the gaming world? How you got started?
Well, personally, I got started in the gaming world because I used to my brother, my older brother Nathaniel. He's the one who put me onto gaming. Before I was just into toys, and there's this grocery store. It's like a little Jamaica Rasta grocery store in White Plains Road in the Bronx. My father stopped by. He had a friend in there, and he was talking to him. And I wanted to get home in time to get cartoons, to catch cartoons. And my father was like, "Go play some video games while I'm waiting." And there was a Star Wars machine in there. I got a crate. I jumped on. Dad gave me 4 quarters. Started playing the game, and some guy was an older man was watching me, and I was like 4, and it was like, he's like, "You're good at this," and I made it to like stage 3, and that compliment right there got me interested in games. I still wasn't really into it like that, but then like a couple of years later, like when I was like 6 and 7, my brother took me out to the arcades, and I really got a show for arcades. In between that time, he would bring home like handheld games, tabletop games like Donkey Kong, Popeye, Pac-Man, and I wasn't into it. But then over time, I just grew into it, and then I was like, man, I like games. I like games. I can see where games are going to go, and I want to be one of those people in the forefront of video games. Fast forward 20 years from then, I was 24, turn of the century, 1999. I was like, man, I want to make I had a little gaming group, but I wanted to make a gaming team. And I decided to form Empire Arcadia. And there's a long story between like who influenced me to make a gaming team, and between my ex-wife, Sanford Kelly, Jermaine, Clark, Craymore, which is Kevin, Christopher Landon, actually, his brother Guy Minya's Kevin Landon. Those guys, and Jerron Grayson, those guys really influenced me to kind of make a gaming team. And the whole point was to make a team to represent, all the diverse ethnic groups in the world. Because, the majority of gaming is a Caucasian industry.
Right.
It's a Caucasian culture. Video games. I don't want people to think when I say gaming, I don't mean the aspect of gaming, because Africans created games, period.
Yeah.
But video games, that is a one that is an Asian and Caucasian creation and culture, and we have no representation in that. Well, we have very little representation in that. I want to try to be as correct as possible. So I was like, let's make a gaming team, but let's try to make it universal. Although it's created by Africans and not the majority is Africans, we wanted to get a little bit of everybody in it, make it a rainbow team. But then you realize you're in America and that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, okay, that's not how that works, and it's like, nah. So I just decided to say, all right, if that's going to be the case, then I'm just going to focus on us. And it's been a good 20 years.
Another thing is too, it got stats out that says blacks play more video games than any other race. We spend more money than any other race because
we have no ownership or control
right
in the very industry we spend the most money in.
Right. And another thing is too, if you look at games that represent us mostly, you can look at 2K, you got Madden, where it's like predominantly black, and we don't make no money off that. We don't get acknowledged enough. Like you have,
we don't make no money on TikTok, and they steal all of our dances.
Right. So you got look at Fortnite stealing black dances off of YouTube, and they put it into their Fortnite, and then they got a lot of lawsuits. They had a lot of lawsuits with Fortnite where they were stealing people dance moves.
African culture has been the most stolen asset, commodity, whatever you want to call it, in the history of humanity. They've been stealing it since the creation of time, and they're still stealing it now. And the only time we'll ever get any credit for it is if someone outside of our ethnic group is managing, supervising, or actually has the actual ownership of it.
Yeah.
But for us to have our own like sovereign independence, they make it so difficult for us to do that.
So there's another thing. All that you did for a lot of these players, why you don't think that you're not as top as Optic Game and Envy, C9? Why you think nobody put forth and say, well, he's the person that put a lot of people on the map, a lot of esports on the map? Nobody talks about that. Every time you hear esports, it's the new teams, and you've been doing it for a long time, way longer than them.
Okay, well, so the first thing people would say is it's race, and race plays a part in it, but not as much as you actually think. So let's put the race card on the side deck for a second. Let's talk about like some of the more pertinent matters as to literally why, to answer your question directly. One, we are not a modern esports team.
Right.
So our team, there are some of the oldest. There are a lot of old esports teams. We're like top 5 in the old esports team. Our esports team is about 20 years old. You have Evil Genius, which is older than us. You have SK Gaming. They're older than us. There's not a lot of teams older than us. About 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's active. There are a lot of old teams long before any of those I just mentioned, but those teams are gone. Our team functions as a traditional community grassroots-based esports team. C9, Liquid, FaZe, and all these other new esports teams, they're more corporate structured, and they run based on the modern esports industry.
Right.
Whereas my team was born from the esports scene, the ethos itself, going all the way back to the origin, which the father of esports, Walter Day, used Twin Galaxies to literally create esports. So, but during those times, during the pioneering days of esports, it's like comparing Babe Ruth's baseball to modern baseball.
Yeah, okay.
It's almost apples and oranges. Almost. They're because of its origin, they're the same, but it's a different type of apple. So your first apple was like red. Now they're selling yellow apples and
green.
stuff like that, and green, and all those are natural. That's what most people will eat. Right. Or like something. I get a better example. Do you know what an original banana looks like? It has black seeds in them, but the modern GMO apple bananas, clean white. There are no seeds in them. So they're both bananas, but one is generated from the industry that creates GMOs, and the other one is natural. Right. So we're a natural esports team.
Right. What genres y'all won more under the Empire name? What genres? Like
fighting,
right?
So, fighting games, yeah.
So how
fighting games is that's where the Empire excels at. But that is not what we play only.
Okay.
We play first-person shooters. That includes Gears of War is a third-person shooter, but we package them all up in one.
Yeah.
First-person shooters and stuff like that. So you have first-person shooters. We play racing games. We play classic retro games for either world records or points and scores, and it depends on what the tournament setting is like. We played RTS, Command & Conquer. We played a little bit of StarCraft. So we play those PvP e-games. We even play MOBA games. We had a league team here. We're developing a Pokemon Unite team. So we played some trading card games. Big shout outs to Eric Diaz, Kaiba. A lot of people don't know about him. They got things to say about him, but like he actually put our Empire Arcadia on the map in terms of trading card games, both virtual and real. So we play all genres of games, but what we are known for is fighting games. And that's thanks to guys like IFC Yipes, Sanford Kelly, Justin Wong, Mewtwo King, Dominion, Kraymore, Armada, Tampa Bison, Knuckle Doo, what's this name? Rogue Yoshi, KDZ, Doro Sanchez, Enrique Ortiz, Snake Eyes. The list goes on. In fact, when you look at some of the top players in fighting games, Chris Gian and stuff like that, with the exception of Sonic Fox because he was never a part of our brand or team, most of those players all came out of Empire Arcadia. So, and they've won 13 Evo championships for us, and that's really what kind of like solidified us in the esports ethos.
So I'm glad you say Sonic Fox. How do you feel seeing like a black kid? Well, he was a kid at the time, a young black man being one of the top fighting game person, winning a lot of Evos. What kind of feeling you get just looking at him? Like, damn, look where we came from. I remember back then the Asians dominated the fighting game series. Now I see Sonic Fox. He could play multiple games: Dragon Ball, Mortal Kombat, Injustice 2, all those games, and he dominating. And then you can see how much. And then if you really look at his Twitter and stuff like that, he get a lot of hate for being that dominant. So you could play these type of certain type of fighting games, but he'll go into a different version of a fighting game and do the same thing. And it just hating on him. It's because I'm not only because he's black, it's just because he just dominate. When you get a lot of hate when you just dominate. So how you feel seeing him Sonic Fox in particular? He's like one of the biggest dudes in fighting games today. Even though he's not from your, like you say, he's not from your gaming org, but he's a black man.
Well, even though he's black and of African descent, he does not represent it.
Right.
That's not me saying he doesn't represent black people.
Right.
But he, like, because I gotta watch how certain statements are made. People will take things out of context.
Yeah.
He naturally represents black people because he's black. But Sonic Fox does not go out and represent the black people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'll give you an example so people can understand the point.
Please do. You know how they get cancel culture and all this.
Michael Jordan is black.
Mm-hmm.
His black excellence represents black people, But Michael Jordan does not represent black people.
Right.
He does not, as a person, actively goes out at the, like, for instance, LeBron James does the same thing as Michael Jordan, but LeBron James represents black people. He goes out of his way, like, these are my people, and I need to do for my people.
Right. Yes.
Sonic Fox does not do that, and because Sonic Fox doesn't do it, watching him be dominant in fighting games is nothing special for me, because I have always been under the reality that black people are dominant at anything that we put our mind at, which is why everyone, well, if they can't enslave us, they find a way to pay us to go represent them.
Right. Yep.
Prime example, when France won the World Cup, France didn't win the World Cup. Africa won the World Cup.
Right.
The entire team is African, but they represent France.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But like that whole team is African. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Africa won the World Cup, but it's like whenever any black person win the Olympics, outside of Michael Phelps, most of the Olympic medals that the U.S. wins comes from who?
Jamaica.
Black people.
Yeah, Jamaicans,
Kenyans, Black Americans. It doesn't make a difference. We're all black, but but they're being claimed by other nations and other ethnic groups. But it's like, wait, what? Like, no. Like, stop that. Like, no. All right, here's an example, right? I'll show you the hypocrisy. When the NBA goes to the Olympics and they create the dream team or the NBA team.
Right.
People like Yao Ming or anyone that is foreign playing in the NBA, they go home and they represent their team.
Yep.
Except black people. They stay in America. And you're like, why don't you send our black people back to Africa, let Africa formulate an African team and say, play against America. America's teams are supposed to be white people because that's America. Some people are, oh, come on, Triforce. Black people, stop the cap. Like, it's 2022. You could beat us in the head with that nonsense 20 years ago, but stop the cap right now. Like, no. Like, we're Africans in America. Hence, that's why the term was given African Americans. Ethnically African, nationally Americans.
Right.
Chinese ethnic, nationality American. That's why you call them Chinese Americans. Japanese Americans, German Americans, and so forth. African Americans. Although they're trying to change that now and try to remove the Africa so they can claim us. But then we're not sovereign to ourselves.
Right. And
so in this regard, that's the situation with Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox is black, but he's American.
So
not really African per se.
Right. So can you let people know how y'all got into the Guinness World Records? Because that's crazy. You know, like the only esports team that have so many world records, and like when you think about world record, you be like the best of the best is the best, like over the whole world. And a lot of people don't take that accountability today. Everybody like, you just that's old.
Because nobody cares about the statistical best. I'll give you another reference. Basketball. The best player there is statistically, if you're talking about stat-wise, is Kareem. Period.
Yeah.
No one has his stats. Not even Michael Jordan. The man has the most scores. Like, if you compare, Michael Jordan's close, but statistically he's better. If you want to say who's the best champion, it'd be Bill Russell. He has 11 rings.
Right. Yep.
This is not a discussion. That's just a fact. But everyone totes Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. So society doesn't care about statistically what is. What they care about is what the narrative is, and what narrative society accepts. So society accepts Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. They accept that narrative. So it's a popularity thing. That's it. Yeah. It's a popular. LeBron James, the Lakers, is trash right now, but LeBron James leads the NBA All-Star votes.
Yeah, see,
Popularity.
yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
It should be Steph Curry, but no one cares. Popularity.
Right.
That's what it's about. So our team, statistically, is the best team. But throughout society or within the scene of gaming, esports, it's not. Because it's not about the most wins. It's about who makes the most money and who's the most popular.
Right. Yep.
So
who make the best
team
who make the best content, but you could be trash hard, never won a tournament, but he have great content.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Maximilian, prime example. So, he doesn't go out and play in any video game tournaments, but he makes great content on YouTube, and he's from the fighting game community, and he's more lauded than anybody else.
Yeah.
Where Empire Arcadia we put in the 20 years of work. In fact, a lot of when you look at the stories of a lot of different fighting game players, especially from the United States, you'll find that Empire Arcadia is in their background. So why aren't they talked about? Because we're not popular. And so the question is, why are we not popular? Because the founder and the owner is African. Israelite at that.
Yep.
Yaman. So yeah. and that's a problem. If I was white and the accolades of Empire Arcadia was to a white guy, I'd be a millionaire.
Right, yep.
But, I'm sovereign. I will not allow anyone to own me. I will not allow anyone to dictate what I should do and how I should. This is not going to happen. And that causes a problem because they don't need any sovereign entities such as myself giving rise to a younger generation of Africans that may see their own leader.
Right.
It's like when Marvel took a major risk when they made Black Panther.
Yep.
Because this is the fear why they don't really want to make movies with black, sovereign, leading, positive, empowering characters.
Yep.
Because white America is scared that we're going to somehow get up and revolt and do to them what they did to us.
Right.
Yep. They do not understand that we are y'all's people. We're not like that.
Yep.
If we wanted revenge on the way the world treated black people, there's more than enough of us to just go get revenge.
Yeah.
We outnumber everyone. The fact that we haven't done it should have been a tell sign that like as T'Challa say, no. We don't do that over here.
The crazy, I know. When that movie came out, Black Panther came out, I know people who've seen it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, they went Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because it was that good, and a lot of people don't know Blade. They had Blade and stuff out before that.
Blade saved Marvel.
Yeah, I was say that Blade saved Marvel. So when they did it because Blade came out like in the 90s, early 2000s. Like people wasn't really into stuff like that.
No, hold on. Society was not willing to go pay to go see some black vampire killer.
Right.
But you had Africans will.
Yeah,
and Africans did.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you that African audience alone powered one film with a black lead star, cool as shit, to actually save Marvel.
So listen to this, right? So go look if you ever get a chance, go look how much what's his name? Forgot his name. Don't play the actor who played
Wesley Snipes.
No, not Wesley Snipes. Talking about Black Panther. What's his name?
Oh, Chadwick. Chadwick.
Yeah. Go look at how much he got paid for that movie, and go see.
He got paid nothing.
And go see, exactly. And go see how much the movie made. It broke, and it's the #1 watch movie or made the most money in the world.
The only movie that beat it was the Avengers
Endgame,
and the 2 parts the Avengers Endgame and then the one before it and
Civil War.
No, not Civil War because there's what is it? Endgame was the final movie. What was the one before it?
Age of Ultron.
No. The one with Thanos when Thanos was first introduced.
Oh, that's
the title.
That's Civil War.
The last two Avengers movies.
Yeah.
And the only reason why those 2 Avenger movies beat it which would make sense, is because all the superheroes were in it.
Right. Yep.
You need the totality of all of the Marvel superheroes in the universe to topple T'Challa. Captain America couldn't do it alone. He had 3 movies. Iron Man couldn't do it alone. He had 3 movies. No other solo Marvel movie did better than Black Panther.
Right. Yep.
That's not a argument. That's a fact.
Yep.
So, and the problem here is that's just a little snippet they gave us. Think about this. It had to be given to us. We don't have the power to go do it on our own. You can't hire. No, it's not hire. What's the gentleman who plays Medea? I forgot his name.
Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry cannot go to Marvel Studios and says, I want to be the executive producer of the next Black Panther movie. They're going to be like, no. Like, if we give you that, then that'll make you one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, and you're already powerful as it stands.
Yeah, on the biggest studio. When it comes to land from acres or whatever, on the biggest studio. Bigger than university. On the biggest
one. So they're like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So it will always be a white man in charge of our black movies, but they'll get a black director.
Right.
So the director is just a supervisor. It's nothing changed from slavery. The white man owns a church, but the white man can't go in a church and teach his religion to black people because there'll be a revolt. So you find a slave, you break a slave, and you tell a slave, go in there and teach your own people that. And then because it's out, we see our own reflection, we'll follow it.
Right. That's the same thing with Barack Obama. The same thing I said with Barack Obama.
That's exactly what it is. Give the black people a president, so they can stop saying the country's racist. And it's like, nah, you are racist. The fact that you're giving us a black president, you're giving us. It's not like we got a black president. It was given to us.
Right.
The fact that and people said, no, you voted. Please look, it's 2022. People, stop voting. Stop. 2022. You don't have your votes. Don't mean anything. Cut it out. They needed Donald Trump out. The votes didn't matter. They'll set it up so that whichever side they need to win will have the numbers. That's how that works. Come on, man.
And think about this too. They put him in the Democratic Party, and blacks vote in the Democratic Party than anything. If they would have put him in the Republican Party, you think they'll get the same votes? He might would have got it because he the blackface, but
no, he wouldn't. Because what's that black guy's name who was on The View arguing with Whoopi Goldberg? Carlson. Carlson tried to run. It's a black gentleman. He's a Republican, and he tried to run for presidency. Got bodied. Easy. Wasn't even a note. Yeah. I can't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah, I don't know.
See what I'm saying? So it doesn't make a difference. Like Barack Obama was given to us. It was all set up. He came out of nowhere. This man had he had civil rights activism within Chicago, but nothing at the level of like Reggie Jackson. But Reggie Jackson's a scumbag. And what's the other one? I forgot this. Sharpton. So it's like
that's right.
They don't have any of those. You know, so funny. You know which white presidential nominee ran under black people? Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah.
He almost got it, but then his own party sabotaging because they want to get Hillary in. That's politics. And the one thing I like about the Republicans, though, even though I don't like the Republicans are just brutally honest and racist. Like, look, this is a republic. It's our country. We robbed, murdered, killed, and butchered you people for this country fair and square. We're willing to share it, but it has to be under our rule.
Yeah.
That's how conquest works. I respect the honesty. But the Democrats are just liars. Yeah. Period.
Liars.
And they try to act like they're on your side, and it's like you're a politician.
Yeah.
It is in your nature to lie. I'm like, nothing that comes out of your mouth is true. Like, so let's work a deal. You will lie to me. I'll keep it real with you. We'll find a middle ground. Let's move forward and cut it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Can you tell us some of your personal goals you had before starting, and some of the goals that you completed up to this day? Because a lot of people don't know your story. So one of the things that I can relate to is we come from the same similar background when it comes to growing up, in the hood, around, family members that struggling and all that. Uh,
Mm.
can you tell us what video games brought to you personally that helps you cope or help you get out of a situation? Like, damn, I could be on the street selling drugs, but I'm home playing Zelda. I'm home playing Mario. I'm home playing Mortal
That's the game.
Kombat. That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the
The
game. Yeah,
Legend of Zelda.
yeah. So Legend of Zelda is the reason why you didn't go down that bad path of drugs or
Zelda.
so.
It's really Nintendo as a whole. Zelda, Mario, Metroid, and then from there I just took off. But I like adventure games more than anything because adventure games comes with stories. Or
Right.
adventures or role playing games.
Yeah.
These games come with stories, and there are lessons within the stories. And I like trying to find a lesson that's in a video game that I can correlate to real life, because then it helps me go through real life. It helps me to see, like, I realize how, like, oligarchies are started, how totalitarianism started. There's a game called Org Battle 64. You're a rebel trying to stop a king from oppressing you and the people. You create a rebellion, you rise against the king, you eventually beat them. The people that rose up with you become the new king, and they start wanting to do things their way. And the people now
Wow.
that ran with you to help overthrow that king don't like the new way your people is running. Your people is now telling you, well, you're the king, man. We got to stop this guys from rebelling. And you're like, wait, what? We just came from that.
Right.
And I was given a choice in the game: remain a king or exile myself and leave, because you find out that there's no way out of it. And I just left. I was like, I'm not going to do to the people what the king just did to me.
Right. But it's basically just changing position. I'm doing the
Yeah,
same
just
thing,
changing
just different
position.
people. Yeah. So
And when I understood that, I understood how politics work,
right.
because that's what politics. Especially American politics. The only good president is a president that has a bullet in his head. Those are the only good ones. You know why they have a bullet in their head? Because they were not
Not-
going to repeat the cycle.
right. Yep. Yep.
They weren't going to repeat the cycle. So instead of stepping down, they fought and they got a bullet for their troubles. So that leaves us with about 3 or 4 presidents in the entire 50
Yeah.
plus. That's all that the three or 4 good presidents ever. And even those, even those 3 or 4 presidents who took a bullet, they weren't even all that good. But that's the best you'll get.
Yeah. It's crazy. Um, I know you got a Guinness World Record. Can you let people know what it is?
Well, I have 10, but
10.
me personally, I have 10 Guinness World Records. I have one. I have a couple in Tetris, a couple in Mario, a couple in one in Contra. I have a lot of them. Then plus our team records and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they're mostly old school games. I have one Guinness record for standing the most Nintendo midnight launches. Because I've launched a lot of games for Nintendo.
So okay, so tell the people your relationship with Nintendo, you and Nintendo. A lot of people don't know that too.
Nintendo, along with my father, helped raise me. So while my father would used to drive taxi, I was home with a Nintendo. My father saw that I really started to get a huge addiction to video games, and instead of me going out in the streets of the Bronx, which was very dangerous when he used to tell me stay home, but my father was raising me alone, so he can't be at work and then minding us at the house.
Right.
My father, and back in those days, you had BCW.
Oh. You get me? Uh-oh.
I can hear you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. That'll happen from time.
Yeah. You good.
This quarter will only give you about 45 minutes to an hour before the camera resets and you get kicked off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's all
good. You had BCW, the Bureau of Child Welfare, and when they find out that you're leaving your children home because we're immigrants, my father's just trying to struggle. Like he has to leave us in the house. So he go out and drive for like 8 hours. He'll feed us in the morning and tell us, watch TV and play with our toys until he gets back from work.
Yeah.
So really, my father was there for us as much as he could be, but understand the circumstances of the immigrants. Mexicans, Chinese, and Africans all understand this. Like we're still growing up in this situation even to this day.
Yeah.
So my father did the best he could. But when he found out that we got an addiction for video games, he bought us a Nintendo. And he realized that I could play Dragon Warrior for 10 hours straight. So he would buy me a lot of role-playing games. I'm going to work. I left you some bullet and cheese on the table, bologna and eggs, sandwich. There's milk in the fridge, box of Raisin Bran. If you guys get hungry, eat, and I'll be right back, okay? I'll go out to go drive. My man, I just need that egg and bologna sandwich, and I'm on Dragon Warrior 8 hours. He come back. He's like, did you get up? Yeah, I used the bathroom at 8. How far in the game are you? I'm almost at the last stage.
Damn.
My father be like, okay. And then he's like, everything's good. I'm like, yeah, because everything was good. I was in Dragon Warrior. I'm in Zelda. Like I'm in the role playing game. So I used to play like Back Xanadu, and I played a lot of Phantasy Star, Final Fantasy, a lot of role playing games. If I get bored, I'll switch off into like Mario Kart and Metroid and all those games. And those games add so much replay value. And I had friends that I met from the arcade that we would trade games from. That really the games. It's not that the games raised us. They didn't raise us because my father would spend time with us when he does come home, and we talk to him. My father used to talk a lot, and I would listen because I liked the lecture my father would give me about life and everything. But the video games played as our, what would be this, babysitter. So the video games were the babysitter. A very non-expensive babysitter, because you'd pay a babysitter $200 a week, but you spend $60 on a Nintendo cartridge game, and boom, you're good. And depending on the replay value, you're probably good for a month. So you spend that $60 one time. So my father found it cheaper to buy us video games that would keep us home. Before he goes to work, he'll make an egg sandwich, he'll cover it up and put it down, and we get a toaster oven, and he put it in the fridge. We just go and put it in the toaster oven and just warm it up. There you go. Until we got old enough to start making our own egg sandwiches. So then my father's like, oh, you don't have to make it, so you could get more sleep. We make our own food. Are you hungry? Nah, I'm good. I got like 3 egg sandwiches. I got my Milo. I'm golden. We started cooking plantains and all that other stuff.
So, when you stood outside, you say you got the record for standing outside. Was it a Nintendo facility for new releases? How did you feel about tomorrow the new Nintendo Switch or new Nintendo Wii is coming out, the GameCube is coming out, 64 coming out? What's the feeling feel like standing in line waiting for something like that? How you felt knowing that you're gonna be the first person to get the new system? Nobody else got it but you, first person.
The thing here is, I personally, when I was younger, for me, it wasn't about getting the system, because I'm going to get the system regardless. What was more important was that I was going to be the first. So it's like, oh, I'm the first in the world, blah, blah, blah. But technically, no, officially, I'm not the first in the world. Technically, I am. The first in the world is the first machine that comes off that conveyor belt that's manufactured, and that goes directly to Nintendo of Japan so that they can see what it's like and test it. That's the first.
Right.
But the way Nintendo works with these launches, and actually any launch, when they have a launch party, they have a designated launch party that's like, commercially, that is our launch party. That is what we will deem to be the first.
Right.
So like when the Nintendo Switch came, well, not the Switch, but the Wii U, all the other systems came out, they already came out in Japan.
Right.
but they don't count those as the first, because in Japan it's not. They don't celebrate that type of line culture. They don't. Consumerism in Japan is not the same as in America. In America, you can market a launch party. In Japan, they come to get it. They say in Japanese, "Thank you," to go home. Only in America, because it's Babylon, do we celebrate these type of.
Yeah, make it like a holiday.
Yeah, we make everything more than what it actually is. And when I was younger, everyone who's young grows up into that. You're in it.
Right.
I'm older now, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm like, yeah. Oh, it was great. It was a great experience. The best part of it is being on the line with the friends.
Right. Yeah.
That's actually the best part of it. The community, the camaraderie, that's the actual best part of it. Getting it, showing it off to your friends, you're the first. That feeling is so minuscule. It's great in the short 15 seconds of fame you get it. Mm-hmm. As you leave the store and you go home and you try out the machine, it's gone.
Yeah.
But the memories, you don't forget the memories of the friends that stood with you on the line, played games, Smash Brothers, the yelling, the screaming, the laughing, and all those other foolishness that goes on. Those things, those are the memories that matter. That's why the Nintendo community is the greatest community in the world. I'm like, it has faults in it, but which community in the world is perfect? None. But you know, the best part about it for me is chilling with the community, chilling with the players, talking. Even some of the scumbags that are on the line, you have to take the good with the bad. Because I've had a lot of idiots on the line talking a lot of nonsense, and I'm like, you know, if I was a little bit younger and we were still in the Bronx, it'd be a different ending. It'd be a different ending. Be glad that I'm older. Because, yeah.
Fighting game scene, right? So, when you got into, I guess, you started making the org, what fighting game at that time, because a lot of people don't know what fighting game at the time, but what fighting game at the time was like the most popular? Like, everybody was playing this. Everybody had to get it. And our org, we made an org because of this game, or our org won so many titles, so many championships because of this game.
The game that that made Empire Arcadia in terms of winning. Marvel versus Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes. That's the game.
How many tournaments y'all won in particular through that game?
90% of them all in the nation. Actually, in the world. No, actually more than 90. We call them the three gods. You have Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. Justin Wong is Goku. Sanford Kelly is Vegeta. IFC Yipes is Broly. But if Justin and Sanford fuse together, you get Gogeta, Vegito, right. And then there's a wrap for Broly. But those are the three gods, and those guys, any tournament they won, you're done. You're done. In fact, the last Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament held at Evolution on the main stage was in 2010. Guess who the top three were? Justin, Sanford, and Yipes.
Wait, so mention this.
Top three.
So how it feel when you had I don't know if you had a tournament where it was either both or top three was facing each other. How was that? Oh,
for me personally, yeah. I didn't really care. No. Once EMP makes top three, I'm just like, they can squash it out for themselves. See, I never wanted to pick a favorite.
Right. No.
Because
I'm speaking. Go on. I'm speaking solely just like okay, they got Stanford and Justin Wong playing against each other. How when you was there, how the crowd felt when they seen that? Like
they were hyped, but not as hyped as the crowd would have been if it's somebody else. And here's why. They know it's Empire. They see top two Empire, it's like, man, Triforce EMP just won another chip. So in a sense, it's like It's only Justin and Sanford's actual friends, but enemies of me weren't really. They ain't really feel that.
Yeah.
They don't like the fact that it's like Empire's gonna win either way.
Right.
So it's like in 2003 for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it was Ricky versus Justin Wong, and both were Empire. But prior to that, it was Justin versus, oh my goodness, I think it's Sumighty. I could be wrong, but Ricky beat Sumighty, and they didn't like that. So in the finals, when it was Justin versus Ricky, Justin beat Ricky, and everyone thought Ricky threw the tournament because he was Empire. And I'm like, wait, what?
Why?
What are you trying to say?
Why would I throw? Why would I throw the tournament?
Because they thought Ricky was better than Justin, and I'm like, Justin is the best Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player in the world. What are you talking about? I'm like, Ricky is nice, but he's not gonna beat him. Like, stop.
Yeah, it's they're trying to get every excuse to dethrone y'all. He had a black face.
Yeah.
They didn't like that shit. It's like, what this black man doing here? Got in managing all these people. Right? Why you over here? We don't need you over here. He didn't like that.
Pretty much. That's why when they made the movie The King of Chinatown, originally the movie was supposed to end when Justin Wong won the national title, the U.S. national title at the GameStop Capcom sanctioned tournament. Justin won. And I told the producer to end the movie here. Perfect ending. Showed you the history of Justin, blah, 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 all that stuff, how it led up to the tournament. It was golden. But the producer didn't want to end it there. He wanted to go for Evo. Justin ended up going to Evo and losing in the finals to Daigo. Last game, too. Seventh game. And I was so mad because I was like, had you just ended the movie on him winning the U.S. National Championship rather than the world title, the movie would have been good. But Justin, the following year, ended up leaving the organization, going to Evil Genius. And he had a new script for the end that I mismanaged Justin. And that he's now on a legitimate esports team. So he's trying to say Empire Kid is not a legitimate esports team. And I'm like, no esports team at that time, then or now, had won more championships than us. In fact, they didn't even win as many Evos than us. So what do you mean a legitimate? Evil Genius just came into the fighting game scene. They never won an Evo championship yet. Prior to that, we won 10 Evo championships. But you're going to call Evil Genius the legitimate team that just got there and won no chips versus Empire Arcadia, who's been there for 10 years and won 10. That means we had a Evo World Championship for every single year from the time we started the organization to when Justin was leaving. But we're not the legitimate one. And this is what I was talking about, which goes back to the beginning. The narrative. Right. The narrative. Statistically, we won 10 championships. Evil Genius didn't win any. At the time, Evil Genius has won some over since they got there. But when they first got there, well, they're a rookie team. They didn't have any championships. But because Evil Genius was more popular, they looked at Evil Genius team as a legitimate esports team when Empire Arcadia is not, although it has 10 World Evolution Championships. Yeah.
It's crazy. So look, can you tell the audience, because they got videos out there of y'all in an apartment, right? And y'all have all these players that y'all have. Y'all actually got footage of them practicing and playing each other to get better. So can you tell everybody in the audience how that come to be? How you got those guys to come in there and you turn the apartment literally to a place where people play the games at? Well,
the first thing, me growing up, I've always had my friends come over and play video games, and we'd spend hours playing the games to master them. Mm-hmm. And when I used to play, my friends used to come over, I used to ask them to watch me play. Prior to them was my brothers. And the reason why I ask them to watch me play is because maybe they can see something that I can't see that I can learn from. Right. So it helps me to learn video games faster. And when I made the gaming team, I said, I'm going to create a facility that does the very same thing, where it's like a gladiator arena, a personal one, where the guys can keep training all the time. As iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpens another. Right. Bible proverb, right? So I'm like, if I can get my guys in an area where they're constantly battling each other, when it's time for tournament, they don't get those jitters.
Right.
That's nothing to them. I'll give you a prime example. There's a game called Puyo Puyo Tetris. I have it right here on my Nintendo Switch. Prior to Tetris 99 coming out, I used to set the game on the hardest difficulty. Then there's a secret code that you can put in to make the computer even harder. And I would put 3 of the computer enemies against me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to find a strategy that would make me that's fast enough and powerful enough to beat 3 computers on super hard difficulty that are ganging up on me. Prior to that, when I was in the ARC, we had Tetris DS. They used to let the guys, we could play the game, jump me. They weren't that good, but I would like, okay, since all of you guys can't beat me one-on-one, if I combine you all into one entity and you jump me, you guys should be strong enough to beat me.
Right.
So I've always been playing 1v3, 4, 5, 6 in Tetris. When Tetris 99 came out, everyone was new to it and like, oh my God, this is difficult. Me, I was like, oh, I've done this before. Bam, boom, bam, get out of here. Bam, boom, bam. And it's destroyed everyone, which is what made me win. I started to win. I had the fastest win rate in the game. Damn. Because what happened was, first of all, I started the game early, as everyone else was starting it. But it was easier for me to just kill everybody. And I set the Guinness World Record for Tetris 99 to get the fastest time, 8 hours, to get level to get 99,999,999. So I played 8 hours, right, straight, just Tetrises. So I have a huge durability and a huge skill margin where I can just keep playing the game. Infinite, endless problems that keeps getting solved with Tetris. I literally can do like 400 Tetrises back to back, and I never put a line between them. I've done 400 back-to-back Tetrises. I fell off a little bit because, like, when I'm doing endurance mode, there's a mode in Puyo Puyo Tetris where you can do it. It's called endurance, and I play against a computer. And I've done 69 back-to-back Tetrises. Damn. So what I show you, age gets on you, but I can still do 60 plus back-to-back. No matter what garbage you hit me with, I'm still doing Tetris on top of the garbage, back-to-back. So I'm chaining the combo. Then I learned about T-spins, which I really don't like. But if you want to be competitive, I have to learn it.
Yeah.
And that just made me competent enough that when Tetris 99 came, I became the first person in the world to end the Battle Royale game. I reached to a level where the game no longer gives you experiences and you can't gain any more levels. I was the first person in the world to do it.
So this...
And go on.
This is a thing. And this is me and our friends were talking about that about a week ago. Like say like it's only certain people that could take the game and actually, I ain't gonna say break the game, but they know stuff that a lot of people don't know. So like example, you got the fighting game community. They know about frames. You said you said you broke the game down. You had to find strategies to do certain things. And so when you play competition, you just blew them out the water. How can you it's hard to try to fathom. How can you do that?
The problem is because you're thinking as an individual.
Right.
But if you get multiple people in a room, everyone has a different mindset.
Right.
If all minds are working, if 5 heads are better than 1.
Right.
Thinking. Strategies are formed. You have a different strategy. I have a different strategy. We combine that creates a third new strategy.
Right.
And so, if Sanford is fighting Yipes, or KDZ is fighting Jaron, and they're playing against each other, it's not about playing to beat you to have an ego. They'll do something. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then the opposite person who's playing against you, their teammate, is going to be like, all right, look, if you go low, if I block and stand up, I'm +2 on frame, so I'm going to counter hit you on that. That hits you, then I can land my combo. So that's why you can't do that in that situation. So the other guy go, oh. So they know, all right, if he's in that situation, I can't do that because then he gets this. And then they go, I can't do that because he knows if he does that, then I get this.
Right.
This is called the meta.
Damn.
And that's how they get better. And this is an old school stuff I knew since I was like 6.
Damn.
So I told them, let's create an area where we can do this. And they was like, where is this? And I said, I'm going to turn my apartment into a place called the ARC. So short ARC, short for Arcadian Recreational or Arcadian Resource Center. This is the place where we went. We had the resources at the games for us to train and become great at the game, figuring out the game, figuring out the meta.
Man, that's crazy.
That's why we won so many championships. Now everybody has a gaming house, but they caught the idea from EMP. But you can't tell anybody that.
Oh man, I see Optic House, Phase House, EG House.
But we've had houses back in the 90s before we even formed the empire. In fact, in the Great Big Stories Triforce, or the greatest video game team there is, they show you a 1996 picture of me, who is it, Dev, Steve Lugo, and Teddy Hernandez, all sitting in my house. I was like 21.
Damn.
And you see us all sitting on a chair playing video games with a huge red Nintendo sign on the bottom. We go back even further than that. But my first gaming, I wouldn't call my first gaming house because it wasn't mine. But my father would allow my friends to come over and play games with us. It was in my room. This was in Sugar Hill, Harlem, 129th and Convent. Shout out to Harlem. We here. And my father would allow my friends to come over and play video games. That was called Arc Zero. And we've had 6 arcs that I've owned, that I've gotten, right? So we've been moving from apartment to apartment, apartment, apartment. I'm here. I don't really call this place that I'm here with my wife an arc, but it is an arc. But it's like this is like the arc throne room, because I teach my wife how to play video games. That's why she's good at Call of Duty, Mario Kart, Tetris, and she plays all these other games. I actually teach her. So we have a resource center here. You know, we have a supercomputer behind us. We have laptop streaming equipment, and I teach her how to play video games and stuff like that. But this is a personal arc. We have the arc in Ohio with Black Pauldron. Shout out to Black Pauldron, Stan, and the rest of the crew. We call that Arc Valhalla, because that place, when we lost our last arc in Brooklyn, I was homeless and I went there to stay. And that's where we had our set of Valkyries there, Kalia and the rest of the crew. There was we did a 24-hour Super Mario Pajama Party stream, which is on YouTube. a lot of fan service, but you know, the girls was over and whatever. But here in Jamaica, one of the things that I want to create is I want to create an arc in the Maroon Kingdom and call it the Arc Maroon, or the Arc Maroon Kingdom, and that's where like the final arc will be until I move to Ghana and live out the remainder of my life. So, but yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. So. How did what's the process like trying to get sponsors? Like, how did you get sponsors to go to events and stuff like that? Because like I be trying how you people get sponsors? I don't know how to get sponsors. Like, say I want a sponsor, I'm trying to do something for like the neighborhood. Well, we're gonna play like video games, and I want everybody to come. Like, how you got sponsors?
There are 2 ways to get sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Most of Empire Arcadia sponsors came. It's a 2-pronged way for Empire Arcadia specifically. 2-pronged way. Our sponsors came from the achievements of the players and my ability to package that achievement in a proposal to send to who. As esports and fighting games continue to grow, you would see new companies come in.
Yes.
Our guys would be winning. And I can look and tell those companies are looking at our guys. Walk up to them with my business card. I'm the CEO and founder of Empire Arcadia. I see you're here in the fighting game community. I know you're looking to do business. If you're interested, I can send you a proposal and a package of my team and what we can do for your business to help integrate you, especially the new companies, integrate them into the scene. So guys like Jinx, guys like Evo Controllers, Mad Cats, Canva, those, when they all was new, the number 1 team in the fighting game scene was there. But we had an advantage because a lot of the players outside of AMP, actually even some of the players inside him, they didn't care about that. All they wanted is who's going to pay them to get out to a tournament for to have fun. I saw the business aspect of it. So we didn't have a lot of people vying for those companies, and those companies needed someone to show them in.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I took advantage of that. It requires a lot of work on our end because we have to do the work. In 2022, it's different now because esports teams, esports companies understand that winning alone doesn't make a difference.
Right. Yep.
That's not what's going to get people to buy their content.
Right.
Or buy, not their content, but buy their products. They don't care about that. What they care about is how you're going to get people to purchase their products. Right. So for us, whether it's to get them to buy subscriptions, a service, or a product, what content can we create that would bring eyes to that product? So if you look at YouTube, and I learned this early. I learned this in like 2009, which is, my channel was made in 2008. But I started to go, oh, I need to start doing this on YouTube. When you look at guys like It's a Gundam on YouTube, or there's a few of them, right? They all have sponsors now, and they sell. What they do is they know that their content brings in a lot of viewers,
right? And
then they push their sponsors. So I had to do the same for Empire Arcade, and I do that now. So and now I focus on the Valkyries because we are in the age of fan service content. Because of the lockdowns, people can't go out. Guys can't meet girls. You know how you meet girls? You meet them online. That's why OnlyFans exploded in the last 2 years. Everyone is home. But we don't sell new fan service. Ours is a unique fan service because we have actual gaming girls that actually look sexy, that actually have a lot of fan service, that actually look like the anime characters, that actually have the actual TNA, the actual, not the photoshopped, not the butt injections, not the whatever, like, because they have African bodies, like real waifus, real gaming waifus, not anime waifus. So for those who say 2D anime waifus is better than 3D, maybe 2D anime waifus is better than y'all girls, but they're not better than the real waifus of the Valkyries. Out of here with that. Tell you that much. Ain't better than our girls. Go to any Forever Summer stream you see with the Valkyries, and you be like, women look like that? Yeah, for real. No Photoshop. Yeah. Go to Ghana, go to Nigeria, go to Ivory Coast, come to Jamaica, go to Trinidad, Haiti, anywhere with black people. That comes dime a dozen. That's normal. Normal.
So look, so back to this. So you say about women. Was your wife playing video game before she met you, or you introduced her that?
Her mother introduced her to games. Her mother grew up on Atari Flashback, PlayStation, Lara Croft. She used to play Miss Spider's Tea Party on a computer, Centipede and Asteroids. So like that's how she got. When I met her, she was old school, although she's younger than me. So I was like, oh crap, you're in the old school games? So that was even a plus. She plays new school stuff now, but like her origin in gaming is old school. Right. So I'm not gonna argue that.
So, because like down here, you're not gonna find women that not too many women play video games, or even into Marvel or watching stuff like maybe a little bit now, but since it became popular, do you think y'all relationship got better, even more better? Like you said, she was playing an old school game. Like, oh, you like old school? Do you think your relationship got way better because now y'all relate more? Because y'all play old school video games and stuff like that. Y'all feel like y'all...
No, the relationship works because video games complement our relationship. Our relationship isn't defined by gaming, because we both game, but gaming is more of a business to us, right, than it is for leisure pleasure. Our relationship is defined by the experiences I've learned in life.
Right.
My wife is way younger than me. She's 24. I'm 44. So I'm like a husband and a father at the same time. Some people find that bothering or whatever, but
Yeah.
she, in the Caribbeans or in the Africas, younger women like older men.
Yeah.
Not to say that younger women in America don't like older men, but because the U.S. Uncle Sam or the government is a lot of women's husbands in the first world. So that line, neck moving, I don't need a man, that shit don't rock outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Outside the United States, you gonna need a man. All right? Let's calm that shit down. You gonna need a man. All right? That's the security.
Yeah.
So the women are totally different because they find security, protection, the traditional staples. This is why white men come to our African countries, because they're looking for a traditional woman to appreciate the role they play as a man, as a provider, as a protector, as a teacher, as a lover. In America, Uncle Sam can provide for your wife. Yeah. Uncle Sam can protect your wife. Uncle Sam can buy your wife shoes. Uncle Sam can take care of your kids.
Right. Yep.
So the man's role has been
diminished,
marginalized vastly, which is why a lot of American women don't really give a shit. Like, they'll just replace you like you're nobody. But in the third world, nah, it's traditional down here. So when you go to the beaches of Montego Bay or Negril, you see thousands of white men. Thousands. Thousands. And you're like, what do they like about Jamaica so much? I wonder. And you look and it's like, oh, our women are with them. And you ask a white man, come down to Jamaica for?
Vacation.
I just like the trip. I come down for the vacation, and it's just the way the women treat us down here, we feel more appreciated. Yeah, that's how that works. Just keeping it a billion. Some people say, no, that's not. You can't tell me I live here. Shut the fuck up. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I know what it is. I know what goes on down here.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Can you tell people about your relationship between you and Reggie Fils-Aimé? Reggie. A lot of people need to know this too. A lot of people need to know this.
I met Reggie before he was the president of Nintendo, when he was the marketing director. And first of all, a lot of people don't know Reggie's Haitian.
Huh?
Part African.
What I'm saying, he do like when you look at him, like that's when I first looked at him, like, is he black?
He's
first,
first, he's biracial, but he's black.
Yeah, but for his name Reggie, because I'm Reggie, but I don't know no white person named Reggie or Reginald.
Yeah.
So you like
he's Haitian and French.
That's crazy. So, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I know he was. I thought he was like kind of biracial, but I didn't know he was.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Barring the anomaly of Miyamoto, barring that anomaly, who in Nintendo has Reggie's swag?
Nobody. I don't know.
That's a black swag.
Yeah.
Reggie is black. Like, no offense to white people, but like, you don't have a lot of cool guys. You have a few, but you don't have a lot. But like, Reggie, when you look at Reggie, like, he black. Like, he's black. He understands the culture. It's in him.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know. When I met him at Nintendo World, well, they don't call it Nintendo World no more. They call it Nintendo New York, because Nintendo World is a theme park in Japan. But or they actually call it Super Nintendo World. But when it was called Nintendo World, I used to work there. I met Reggie for the first time.
Man.
And I used to stand in the launch parties and stuff like that. He heard of me that I used to stand in a launch party. When he became the president of Nintendo, what blew up me and Reggie's relationship is when I met him at the Wii launch line. He saw me. He already knew I was going to be the first. He had a few words with me. He's like, everywhere I go, I see you when it comes to Nintendo. I was like, man, I'm your number one fan. And Reggie is like, it's good. And, you know, we have a lot of fans, but it's good it's you. Now, that could be taken two ways.
Right.
I took it as it's good that a black guy. It's different because Nintendo, from a business standpoint, Nintendo needs to touch the black market.
Right.
It has the white market already. It has the Asian market. But it needs to get into the black market. And because it's a kids company, they have the black children because they have all the kids.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about that. They got all the kids. Doesn't matter what your kid. Your child could be Martian. Nintendo got them. Like, so for them, there's a market that they don't have the young adult and adult market.
Right. You don't.
And they don't have a spokesperson for that. But here's this guy in his 30s. Well, actually, 2006.
I was.
That's 14 years ago.
I was.
Yeah, just in the late 20s.
13,
Yeah,
14.
late 20s, early 30s. Here's this 30-year-old Nintendo guy who is on the line that G4 interviewed me and Reggie together. And the way I spoke, because I can speak hood, you know, like I'm from the hood, because I am from the hood.
Yeah.
But I understand that there's a time and a place for it. So when they hear this black guy with braids wearing a Nintendo jacket and a power glove articulate the quality of Nintendo's products and its services and why I buy it and how I want it for my children and it's good for the family and the fun and the entertainment, you're getting that from a black guy. See, what Nintendo is scared of is, hey man, Triforce is the first to buy the Nintendo. How you feel? Yo, shut my and then they're like, no!
We gotta get him out of here.
Scared of that. So they don't want some guy coming on with the, yo, my G, yo, I've been rocking Nintendo from like day one, man. And like, yo, I've been out, yo. Nah, that's a PR nightmare for Nintendo. But when they go, hey, Triforce, what's going on? What made you get the Nintendo system? I grew up on Nintendo. You know, I played a lot of games like Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, RC Pro-Am, The Legend of Zelda. And it helped me grow up in my life. It's taught me a lot of lessons. Nintendo's a very family-oriented organization, and I like to have these things passed on to my children. Nintendo makes some of the best games, timeless games that I grew up. I like the nostalgia to it. And the next iteration of their system will be the best, as Nintendo's always been the best for me. So, you know, that's why I'm the first in line. And Reggie's like, good shit. He's like, then he jumps in and is like, we like guys like Triforce. So I'm like, of course you do. I like, because that's like, it's all, and it's not fake.
Right.
It's just that I understand to speak the language.
Right.
So it's like what they need. Well, at that time, they don't need me anymore. And I'm older, and I'm kind of glad they don't need me anymore because at my age, I can't be doing that.
Right.
44-year-old man standing online for the next Nintendo system. That's why I passed it on to C&D. You know, I'm a 19-year-old kid out of Wisconsin. He just wanted to go to a launch party, and I said I retired in 2012 with the Wii U, and I was like, I can't be doing this anymore. It's unbecoming of my age. Like I'm almost 40, and I'm standing in line for Nintendo systems. Like, come on, stop that.
Yeah.
Behave yourself. Like, come on, behave yourself now. So I had retired, but then I didn't want to just leave the Nintendo community. So what I did was like, I need to pass this on to somebody else. And there's a whole 60 episode vlog on the passing of the torch. And you can go to Captain Nintendo Dude on YouTube, or you can go to Empire Arcadia on YouTube, and you can see our legacy.
Right.
Me passing the torch to C&D and him. So it's 30, because we vlogged every day, 30 episodes from me, on me passing the torch to him, 30 episodes of him receiving the torch and becoming the first to get the Nintendo system. And I'm glad it went to him because he's younger, he's still doing it now, he still represents the Nintendo community, he's still putting out content, still streams. And every year when the Nintendo Switch anniversary, every March 3rd comes around, he does a Switch anniversary stream, and he goes over the stream over again. So actually, March 3rd, I may actually hit him up and say, listen, let me come on the stream and do an anniversary stream with you.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
So yeah, that's how it was for them. So, you know, because of that, and I did that for a lot of Nintendo's games, Twilight Princess. Well, no, Twilight Princess was with the Wii. The Wii U, Skyward Sword, Mario Land 3D, a ton of different games. The Nintendo DS system itself, where the president of Best Buy and Reggie was there, did interviews with them, and they just come to rely on me. They will always hope I was number one because they'll be taking a risk of someone else being number one, and then that person is just not gonna cut it. So they're like, Triforce is tried and tested. This guy always makes the best launch parties. He represents us properly. And, a lady called Kathy, who used to work for Nintendo, was like, Triforce, you are our first modern YouTube ambassador for Nintendo. I'm outside of Dan back in the 80s and stuff like that, because he was like Nintendo's first ambassador. They made Nintendo commercials for him to promote Nintendo products. That was the actual first ambassador. But the first modern ambassador of the YouTube era was me.
Damn.
In fact, I did a whole video on it where the lady explains it, or Kathy explains it, who used to work for Golden Harris. It's like Triforce was like a godsend, a blessing. So being that me and Reggie's black, we vibed together. We knew what it was. We understood what Nintendo as a company wanted. And those 15 years that I've worked for Reggie was like the best. In fact, when Reggie was inducted into the International Video Game Hall of Fame, they allowed me to induct him in, and he sent in a induction video in which he acknowledged working with me for the 15 years, and he was like, Triforce, it was he was honored that it was me to induct him into the International Video Game Hall of Fame for the time that we've worked together and helping to represent Nintendo. So like that, he's like my big brother, big time big brother. So in fact, I gotta go say what's up to him.
Yeah. So can you tell people what platforms you were on, as in when it came to TV? Because like a black face in those times on TV about video games, that was kind of looked down upon, or it wasn't as many, but a lot of people don't know that you was on TV for
Yes, I've been on Comedy Central. I've been on MTV. I've been on a lot of different programs before YouTube, but you had to get on TV to get those things done. So I was on Sucker Free for MTV. I was on a lot of different programs, and I put them all. They're all archived on the Empire Arcadia YouTube channel, so people can see them. There's an area, it's called commercial media, and that's where anything that I've ever been on television, you can find there. Internationally, I've been on television stations in France. I've been in television stations here in Jamaica, St. Martin, multiple television stations, obviously in America, television stations in Ghana and Africa, because I travel a lot. So anywhere I went, I made sure to get Empire Arcadia on network television of the nation I went to. Now, Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. It's actually better to go on those than it is to go on television. So
yeah. So what it was like to be on your first one? Do you remember what first big national television program you was on, and how you felt being on there? Like what was the feeling like?
My first one? Mm-hmm. Wow, can I remember that? What was my first TV? It's definitely before the Wii launch, I'll tell you that much. Wow, I forgot. I think it was the Nintendo, the original Nintendo. No, that was a radio station. The first one, I think it was MTV, but it was not MTV at the Wii launch. It was MTV for something else. I would have to say it was MTV, yeah.
MTV. So if being on MTV, did you feel like, okay, I really feel like I could make it into the big leagues, or quote unquote make this into a lifestyle, as in, even though I know you enjoyed it, and you didn't do it for the money, but I know you're like, well, I know I can make money off this, and then make Empire big as I could possibly be. Because I'm branding it everywhere I go. I'm branding it.
The television. Well, I already knew that before I made the Empire. Okay. That's what I was confident enough. I said, I make this team. I have the ability. I have the know-how. I just need the opportunity. to get this team to that stratosphere.
Right.
I already knew I could. I knew how to go seek out certain things, but the opportunities, it's either I wait for opportunity to knock on the door or I go and create the opportunities. I felt I could just create the opportunities because we were going to places, we were going to video game conventions, anime conventions, video game tournaments. We went to too many places where it's just logic. You keep doing this event, the law of averages. Mathematically, I'm going to fall into an opportunity because the amount of things that we kept doing, we're going to create the opportunity. The law of averages was on my side. So it's not about if, it was more like when.
Right.
I already knew that. So it's like right now, like what I'm doing with the Valkyries, it's not an if, it's when.
Right.
Eventually, we can't keep doing this and then nothing happens. Someone is going to want to copy. That's number one.
Right.
Once someone copies, now you have a competition. Once you have a competition, everyone sees. So it's like starting out the rap industry, or let's not use rap. Let's use X Games, skateboarding. Skateboarding wasn't all that. Small niche community, no one cared. But they kept going. They kept doing it until someone said, there's a market for this.
Right.
Let's go down there and see what we can do. And when the suits come, because that's what I call them, the suits. When the suits come, then you say, how may I help you? So it's not an if, it's a when.
Right.
So it's just like what I'm doing with the Valkyries. The suits are on their way. It's not an if, it's a when. And when they get here, I'll say, how may I help you?
Oh man.
So I've always had the confidence.
So man, this do you have anybody that was a part of your organization now that's a part of like a different under a different brand? I know you said Jimmy went to EG, but is there anybody else?
Justin.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Justin went to EG. Is there somebody else that fan out into different different companies? Like I know he went to EG.
Some made their own brands. Yipes made his own brand. Chris Matrix made his own brand. Justin is not even in EG anymore. Justin has just made his own brand. He went from Empire Arcadia to Evil Genius. Then he went to Echo Fox, but then Echo Fox dissolved, and then Justin just made his own brand.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other players, they're older now, so they understand their own value now completely, and they just do their own thing.
Right. Okay.
Some of them are not even on teams anymore and stuff like that. So they've all gone and stuff.
So when you one day I guess completely go away from all this, what you want everybody to know? What you want everybody to understand about you?
There's that day doesn't exist. Well, that day does exist when I die.
Right.
So it's Empire till I'm dead.
Okay.
Even when I pass it on to my wife and my children, I will still always be there as some type of supervisor or controller. But like, nah.
No.
The legacy that Empire Arcadia has created, and what we represent, I can't throw that away.
Right.
Empire Arcadia, the history is too deep, too rich to throw that away, especially when I'm representing African players.
Right.
Men and women, light and dark. So I can't abandon that. I will be the emperor until I die. And then my son will inherit the empire, and then it will be on him to then continue, or him and her, because an empress will run the organization.
Right.
Technically, Empress now runs Empire Arcadia with me, but technically it's not like the Empress cannot run the organization. But I've taught her enough that should something happen to me now and I die, God forbid, she could run it. She has a staff and an administration that can run it.
Right.
It doesn't need me. So the empire I will never walk away from this. This is my life.
Okay.
The goal here, because there's two goals to Empire Arcadia: be official as the greatest esports team ever, We've accomplished that. Even if someone statistically beats us, we were the first.
Right.
Can't stop that. So hey, we're good. Now it's about making Empire Arcadia profitable and successful. That's it. So that's my main focus. That's got to pay the bills.
So all right. So this is probably my last question. Let's see.
The last question.
Oh,
we're not gonna go over the Valkyries, B.
Well, I mean, it's I got it all day. You want to go over the Valkyries? So explain. So explain how y'all started the Valkyries. Explain what happened.
No. Actually, last question first.
Okay, so
and then we'll get to the Valkyries. Because do you mind if I use the bathroom?
Yeah, I'm about to tell you that. Well, I'm about to tell you I could use the bathroom too.
We can take a pause right here.
Yeah,
let's take a pause. We'll both use the bathroom.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I had to use the bathroom bad. I was like, if I was saying, I thought I had to at the industry. I said, well, yeah, I'm but last question I had to use the bathroom horribly bad. But yeah, well, how y'all started Valkyrie? What made you want to start go down a different path by starting Valkyrie, and what was the conversation like when y'all came together and like, well, this is what I want to do, this is what we want to do. So what's the steps?
Okay, so the first thing is that the Valkyries was created when I created the Empire simultaneously. When I created the Empire had two divisions: the Knights of Arcadia, which would represent the guys, and then the Valkyries of Arcadia.
Right.
The reason why we called them the Knights and then the Valkyries, first of all, so here's a little thing you don't know, and a lot of people don't know. So because we're in America, we have American titles.
Right, yeah.
For the Knights and the Valkyries. But they're supposed to be the Zulu warriors of Arcadia.
Right.
But in order to make it commercially viable in America, we had to use Western lore.
Right.
And then it's supposed to be the Dahomey Amazons of Arcadia, which represent the Valkyries. So because we're black or whatever, well, not whatever, but because we're black and we're in America, there was no way to be able to bring in Asian and white girls and guys if we made it just about Africa.
Right.
Because people aren't African. They'll feel
left out, basically.
Yes, they'll feel left out. So we said, let's just, knights are guys. A woman can be a knight, but what's like a knight version of a girl? Valkyries.
Yeah, Valkyries, yeah.
So I was like, all right, so the guys will be the knights and the girls will be the Valkyries. When we go to Africa, though, they're the Zulu warriors of Arcadia and the Dahomey Amazons of Arcadia. So we just leave it like that. So then when we're currently right now, they're the Dahomeys of Arcadia, because the majority, 99% of the Valkyries are African.
Right.
There used to be white girls in the Valkyries. There used to be Asian girls in the Valkyries. Well, let me see. In America, we have Lady Baroness Meta. We have our Captain Commander, the Gaming Diva, that's Robin. We have Q. And Q is there's a word for this. Somebody who's been there long enough. I wouldn't call her a veteran. She's an alumni Valkyrie. So
right,
she was, in fact, she was the first Valkyrie outside of my ex-wife. Because she was our first battle Valkyrie. She used to play Marvel with the guys.
Damn.
There is who else? There's no, it's not Rashida. Rock Beauty, thank you. So we have Rock Beauty. I already said we have Meta. We have Robin, Kimberly Chavez. We have Q. So those are the only Valkyries we have in the U.S. In Ghana, and they're all black. All those girls, like they're all black. In Ghana, we have Wonder Woman, because we call her Wanda. But this guy from the live video game TV is just like, this is a Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's cool. We have Wanda, and then we have Queen Selma, right? Then we have, her name is Selma, but it's Queen Nubia. And we had Persia, but she left. Persia was mixed. She was Asian as well. We had Naomi. She was mixed as well. We had Nightmare. She was white. We had Monster. She was white. We had Kate. She was white. All our white Valkyries are gone. I'll just tell you that much.
Damn.
We even had a Spanish Valkyrie in Anna, but she just left not too long ago. And it's like, the way this organization is, I just find it so funny. Non-black members leave.
Yeah. Justin Wong.
So we're not kicking them out. They're leaving.
Yeah.
I don't know if I try to look at this situation objectively. Maybe is there something we are doing that is making them feel uncomfortable, marginalized, or left out why they don't stay? But we talk with them about everything like we talk with everyone else.
Right.
But they just seem to leave. Only the blacks stay, or the Africans stay. So it's kind of hard for us. But we have two out in Africa, and then the majority of the Valkyries are here in Jamaica, thanks to Empress Nile. So you have Alethea, you have Ali, you have Rashida, you have Sai, you have Asari, you have Dana, you have Abby. We had one Valkyrie here in Jamaica who left, Vivid Queen, but it's like 9 of them here, and then and Panda left as well. Well, Panda joined and then left because of family issues, so she couldn't really stay. Trying to recruit one more this coming weekend. Hopefully, this retreat that we're trying to do with the Valkyries. If you guys want to check out the Valkyries, you can go to YouTube.com. Empress Nile, EMPR3, the number 3. Make sure my hands are turned so you can see 3. SS Nile. You can't miss it. There's only one on YouTube and whatnot. But when we made the Valkyries, the idea was to give a platform for women to represent themselves.
Right.
Not girl version of guy gamers.
Yeah, just
girls playing games. Their culture, their style, their expressions, not ours. I don't want to see a girl acting like a dude.
Right.
We're savages. You playing a game, hold up! What's up? What's up? Nah, nah, I don't want to see a girl do that. That's like, it's funny if she wants to do it, but it's not natural.
Right.
Because normally that's not how girls behave. So when we created the Valkyries, I said, okay. They was like, okay, so Travis, what do you want us to do? And I said, see, that's the problem. I don't want you to do anything.
Yourself.
Be you. Whatever it is that you girls do in gaming, do that.
Right.
That will be the Valkyries of Arcadia. That is, whatever you do, I back. I support that. I don't care what it is, outside of prostitution. I'll back it. Right? Period. The first Empress, she did a great job with the Valkyries, but when she divorced me, that's literally the Valkyries crumbled. Which tells you something about family structure.
Yeah.
The Empire took a hit too. When the Emperor lost the first Empress, the Empire was like a broken house. You know, if you have a bunch of kids and then your wife divorces you and leaves you, the husband moves out the house, or the mother moves out the house doesn't operate the same.
Right, yes.
So when she left, it kind of messed up the Empire big time. Players started leaving, all of the white Valkyries. Done. They bounced.
Damn.
I don't know what that was about. But, and then shortly after, much of the Valkyries left. The only Valkyrie that stayed, that was active, was, this is what I call a Captain Commander, which is Robin. Robin was the last Valkyrie to stay. Then we because Q was an alumni Valkyrie, and I call her alumni Valkyrie because she's older now, and then she's an older woman now. So, well, Robin's an older woman still, but she doesn't have time for games at that level.
Right.
What I'm expecting from Robin. Robin, she's coding games, so she's still in it.
Yes.
So she's good for it, and she has a gaming store, thegamingdiva.com. I hope I'll send you the link if you don't mind dropping that in the description.
All right.
Of this video, that would be great.
Everything you mentioned, Valkyries, whatever. Send me the name. I'll put it on the description. I'll put everything.
Thank you guys, and you guys in the audience, please check the description. Support the Valkyries, especially the majority sisters. So we need you brothers to help. The white guys are gonna help. They love chocolate. But we need the brothers. We need the brothers, guys.
So, it's another thing too, is like you don't see, like, I know they have something like Halo, but you don't know. I don't know any. Like, they got Halo teams with female Halos. Teams with female players. Yeah, but I don't know. We don't know any big names. We know big names when it comes to dudes, but you don't know anything like that. All you hear about females in the game is streamers.
To be fair. The competitive scene for girls is a volatile scene.
Yeah. Very
difficult scene. Girls have been at it for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
As a group, they haven't even chipped the surface yet.
Yeah.
And that's because they're not good enough as a group.
Right.
As a group of females, they're not good enough to chip the competitive scene. There are 1 or 2 anomalies, aka tokens. So now women understand how it feels to be when we're black guys, we're the token of a movie or any type of scene.
Right.
There are tokens that they don't, you're good for a girl. No, they're good. They'll whoop your ass like a man. Right?
Yeah.
So, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Our women, I tell them to compete, but compete in the games that they like.
Right.
Not the games that guys deem to be official. Here in Jamaica, there's a big culture in dancing.
Yeah.
That's why we call it dance hall, right? The girls like to dance. So you know what their number one game competing in is? Just Dance. Because they like to dance.
That's how my kids is. They'll turn it. They'll go on YouTube and watch the Just Dance videos, and they'll do the dance they see on YouTube.
Yeah. But the girls here compete in it. In fact, Empress now, the second Empress, second in chronological order, not in stature. So she's first in stature. But she won Jamaica's the first Just Dance tournament for Jamaica in 2015. So she was the national Jamaican champion. Since then, she's been hosting Just Dance tournaments to get more girls in it to build up the scene.
Right.
We recently had a Just Dance tournament here in Jamaica in December of 2021. It was sponsored by the Long Island Gaming League, which is an esports league and educational center, educational institution in Long Island, New York. And they sponsored the Valkyries to host a tournament at VR World, which is Jamaica's biggest premier VR gaming center. I mean, a bunch of girls came out. It was actually godlike. So this weekend they have a retreat. The girl who won, she won money, and then she won a 3-day retreat to go chill with the Valkyries for 3 days, playing video games, Just Dance, Call of Duty, Mario Kart, whatever, Monster Hunter. They're gonna be playing a bunch of games, and it's gonna be streamed so everyone can see how the Valkyries are chilling at a retreat. Hot tub pools, bed lounge gaming, forever summer pool streams when they're going to be downstairs at the pool or whatever. So guys will see all of the gameplay. These girls are down to earth. They're not fake ethos. They're actually gaming girls. They just so happen to look sexy.
Right. Yeah.
Because, well, our women are sexy. That's just how that works. And I have no problem watching guys play video games, but I cannot sit down for hours watching a dude play video games. Right. I can sit down for hours watching a bunch of sexy girls in a bed playing Call of Duty. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. But, you know, in the social media universe, the Valkyries face an enemy far worse than the enemies I face in esports. It's not straight men. It's not gay men. It's not transgenders. There's a specific set of guys. I can't call them men. They're male in biological makeup. But they're not men. See, every living organism in the world has a natural equilibrium with its surrounding environment. These guys do not. They don't like girls.
Huh?
This is a difficult. I'm still perplexed because I'm trying to find out what it is. Homosexual men, gay men, support women. Transgenders support women. Straight men support women. These dudes don't. What are they?
Aliens, Martians.
These guys, my wife calls them SOS. You know, they need help. Some other shit. SOS. Because they're not men. They're not gay. They're not transgender. Girls help girls. Transgenders help girls. Gays help girls. Straights help girls. These dudes don't. They hate girls. Dudes go on. Twitch is a platform. It was made for us gamers, which is not true. Justin TV, before it was Twitch, was a general streaming platform that just had games in it. Amazon acquired it and made a focus on games, but they were still a multi-streaming platform. These guys, these dudes, felt like this is our home and girls are encroaching on it. Girls doing these hot tub streams is why dudes don't want to watch me play video games. No, we don't want to watch you play video games, period. If you remove girls off Twitch, I'm still not subscribing to you. You're a loser. I'm not watching you. No. Well, why you don't want to watch me play Fortnite? Because I can watch Ninja or Tfue.
Right.
Like, that's how it works. Like, I'm going to watch the cream of the top. I'm going to watch them, and then that's it. I don't need to watch you unless I know you personally.
Right.
Unless you become a character or you have some type of charisma or something. But outside of that, no, why would I watch you? So they're blaming girls for their failure and their inability to succeed on the platforms that they're on. Now, men like a real man doesn't blame women for their shortcoming. So they're not men. There's not men. And I read some of the DMs, the whispers. Ah, man. Our gender is a sad one. I knew we were bad.
Yeah, not
but
that
the as a species, the degeneracy of men, when Yah says only a remnant shall remain, the blameless.
Yeah.
I used to be like, oh, come on, God, don't do this to everyone. We don't deserve. No, we do. I 100% agree with Yah.
Oh man.
When the end times come, we deserve it. And he should give it to us 1,000 polls. 1,000. We are some sad. Nah, yeah. And when he says he's coming with fire, that's the appropriate measure. None of Agent Smith best said it. Humans, specifically the men. I'm actually going to remove the women out of this. The women are bad. I'm not saying women are not bad. They're bad. But we are the worst.
Yeah.
Men are an abomination unto nature. We're a disease, a cancer, a plague. We really are. I'm looking at us objective. I look at human history. I'm like, let's see what man. And I'm like, look at what we're doing right now to each other with this pandemic. Sorry. Look what's happening. Look what's happening. Nah, y'all need to just come down and just reset. Wipe us out, start another. Literally, God is perfect, but he made a mistake with us. Clearly, there was a mistake because we don't deserve the life. There's things I read in the Bible now when Yah says we are unjust.
Right.
And we are. If you look at, and I don't mean to get religious. Actually, this is not religious. This is spiritual about it. But like, if you think about what Yah used to do, the wages of sin was death.
Yeah.
So you commit adultery, death. He sent his son Yeshua, a Mashiach, who died and said, Dad, hold on. They're stupid. Let them rock. Use my death to blanket their sins. And the sins we do that was once punishable by death, Yah's like, if you repent and follow my laws, what I used to put, because to put away evil is by death. That's the only way you put away evil.
Right.
Yah's like, I will forgive you for your evils. People don't understand. Sin is evil. When you commit sin, you commit evil. So these are evils. And if you look at humanity, we are very evil. In fact, I think we're the most evil in humanity is more evil now than it has ever been in the history of humanity.
Right.
We are just evil. Like evil. Right. So he would put us, he's now letting us get a chance to repent. So we have the best time until he comes. Yeah. Once he gets there, no, I'm sorry. No. I'm here. You had your time. I'm here now. So, man up and get ready to take this eternity of ass whooping. Man up. I gave you a chance. I'm like, so if you're my age and you're a whoremonger, that means you just been slinging, just beating chicks down, breeding up the place, and you can find it within your heart that, yo, I'm an evil person. I can't do this no more. I want to follow Yah's laws. This has nothing to do with religion. Following God is not a religion. A religion is an institution which helps you with spiritual studies to give you guidance. That's religion, which also the evils of mankind use it to then control people. It's an institution. Following Yah and his laws is spiritual. Because in order for you to enter the kingdom of Yah, God, the Almighty, the universe, whatever it is, you must be righteous. Righteous enough that when you behold the sight of the Creator, you need to be righteous enough that you don't burn away.
Right.
So you have to purge as much sins out of you as possible that you can withstand Yah. So I went off on that spiritual tangent. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, you're good. It's good.
As Israelites, we do that.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
But the point is, we are some savage people. Men. Well, no, the male gender. Let me say that. Our behavior is atrocious. And the way I see how, before I was like, come on, y'all girls need to, I used to be one of those guys like, girls, y'all need to toughen up. You need to have hard skin, man, if you want to make it in this industry. We are so demonic and abominous as the male gender, even though women have toughened up, we're just savages. Like, for no reason.
Right.
Because the girls don't really do anything. Okay, a girl comes out, she puts on a full set of clothes. I'm just going to play video games then. What you doing? I'm playing a video game. But you suck. Go in the kitchen and go make a sandwich. All right, you know something? I'm trying here, but you're just attacking me. So guess what?
Right.
I'm just going to go put on a bikini. I'm going to shake my ass. Oh, you whore. What can I do?
Right.
Nothing. They can't win. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. So I'm like, you know something? Go get your bag. Fuck these guys. Go get your bag. Oh, they're taking away our money. Fuck you. Pay her. Because before I used to think, maybe you guys have a right. Maybe they ethot up. And don't get me wrong, there are some ethots that make the actual girls look bad. But there's not the way guys are making it out to be. Nah, it's not like that. Like, as Low Tier God says, because I gotta quote or credit the person. He said it. He did a video on Pokimane and some other dude that was getting all mad. You can't beat girls in this market. If you want to beat girls in this market, in the market of Twitch and YouTube, gaming, you want to beat the girls, you better become good at a game. Really good, exceptionally good. That's the only thing you have to beat the girls. Because the average girl cannot be as good as the average guy. That's to say, girls can be good, but on average versus the guys, no, they're not. That's not an opinion. That's not being subjective. That is a fact.
Right.
Women need to utilize other assets to even the playing field. Mm-hmm. We have gaming at master level to even the playing field against girls who have other sets to even their playing field. So if you fail, you just ain't good enough. Period. That's the reality. Man up and accept the reality. Stop being a bitch. That's what you are. You're a bitch. You're a little crying, sniveling bitch. Aren't you taking my money? And I see it, and I cannot deny the foolishness I see. I used to be like, girls, it's not like that with the guys. No, it is. It is. It 100%. Yeah. I'm gonna have to defend the girls on it. I've seen enough of us to be like, I've seen them streaming. Oh, you know who's worse than these dudes? The racist dudes. So there's a level even underneath that. The racist ones. A bunch of girls is playing video games. Come in here. What are you doing playing video games? Shouldn't it be on your porch? Monkey? Wow. Really? Some of them will come in there. And then the next word, Igor. Some of them is just straight with it. They just come in at A-N. That's it. They just say the word. What you doing on there? Get off this platform. Go sell yourself in the street. You don't belong here.
Go fix a sandwich. Go cook. Aren't you supposed to be cooking? Why you in here? Why you not cooking? Why you on the game? Why you streaming?
Hey, let me fly you out to my country. I need to save you from your people.
Damn.
Dudes go, if I have a folder on my computer and I tell Empress now, every racist comment made, save it, send it to me, I put it in the folder. I have like, let me see how many files. $1,600 plus.
Damn.
1,600. She's only been streaming she streamed on Twitch for about 6 months. And now we start to collect on Valkyrie fans. It's not, they banned her for being black. A bunch of fans of hers made a channel called Valkyrie Fans, which they take content from her YouTube page that she streams when she goes to the beach, the pool, the hot tub, the rivers, the waterfalls, and they play it on Twitch, so for the first people to see. And in the comment sections, dudes are being racist to a replay from YouTube.
That's crazy. Do they think it's live?
Well, even when you tell them, yo, this is not live, they're like, so it's being racist for the sake. There's literally, they're not even being racist for the point of being hateful. It's now literally for sport. Just as a matter of fact. Hey, come in. Hey, N guy or N girl. You know this is not live. Yeah, I know. I just want to say it. I just felt I should express my freedoms of typing it. Just for the sake of it. But
then when you go back at them, oh, I was just playing. I was joking. I was just doing this. What the fuck? Why do that? Why waste your time doing that bullshit?
It's nonsense. But for what the Valkyries do as a whole, because a lot of people, when you go to Empress Now's YouTube channel, a lot of people, they look and they're like, well, all they do is Forever Summer. And that's completely a lie. You'd have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the YouTube page to see any of the Forever Summer. What Forever Summer is, because these girls live in a tropical island.
Yeah.
Normally they go to the beach anyway. They go to the pool. They go to the rivers. They go to the waterfalls because it's a tropical island. That's where you go. You live on a tropical island.
Yeah.
And it's hot. That's why the girls are all half naked down here in Jamaica. It's 90 degrees. That's why we named it Forever Summer. Jamaica does not have a spring. Jamaica does not have a winter or a fall. It is summer all year round. We live on the equator.
Damn.
So for the girls, they like to go out to the beach and they have to wear their bikinis and they have some hot bodies. But when they go to the beach, they bring their Switch with them. It's portable. Okay. They get to play video games. They play Just Dance 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. They'll play 1-2 Switch. And they'll play, they don't really work out on the beach. They do that in a venue. So they'll put on like workout equipment, workout gear to do the workout and whatever. But guys like that because it's Forever Summer is a game and chat stream where the girls go, they dance, and they play 1-2 Switch. They need to make 1-2 Switch too and put some new games in it. Yeah. And they talk with the audience. They engage with the audience. Pick a song you guys want us to dance to. Which game you want us to play on 1-2 Switch? You know, whether it's milking the cow or play Zen, sword fight, modeling or whatever. Because 1-2 Switch has a bunch of good games: baseball, table tennis, all that other stuff, right? And guys interact and they enjoy and they love what the girls do. But contrary to people's belief, that is like 10% of the content that the Valkyries create. One, the Empress Now, she is a TV show host for a video game channel here in Jamaica. The only video game channel here in Jamaica. The live video game TV on E+ TV. So she's the Olivia Munn for the G4 TV here in Jamaica, right? So she hosts the shows. She does gameplays. She does reviews. She's the show host, so she introduced all this segment and content on it. There's this thing that she does called the combo. She'll go to a particular venue, a beach restaurant, Japanese restaurant here in Jamaica called East. Seychables, which is like a Jamaican, actually it's an international food restaurant, or even an ice cream parlor like Infant. Well, we don't call it ice cream; it's called gelato. But they'll go to Infinite Gelato here in Jamaica, which is a frozen desserts parlor. And they'll try out the different foods there, they'll rate the foods while they're bringing a Nintendo Switch or their phone, and they play a game, and they'll rate the game that they play, and then they rate the food that they're eating.
Yeah.
This is the type of content that they make. This is their number one main featured content that they do. After that, they stream video games. So Game Time with Empress now. She's either playing Call of Duty, she plays BRs, she's good enough to win free-for-all battles without dying. She'll kill 20 people, no one will kill her. She has whole games like that. She'll play BR. They'll win their games there. She'll get like 12 kills in BR, Battle Royale. She'll play Monster Hunter. In fact, oh no, this is my Switch. So she'll play Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
She'll play Genshin Impact. She'll play Puyo Puyo. You'll play Mario Kart. Some of these games here that she plays. So these are all the games she plays on both my Switch and hers. Namco Museum. Well, she had Tetris. Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it's too much, too long. She doesn't really even play that like that. But she's even played a little bit of Hollow Knight. Donkey Kong Country. Kirby Airblade, but that's an old game and stuff like that. She used to play Splatoon, but right now she's playing Pokemon Unite and Call of Duty. So these are the main games that she's actually playing. That and Genshin Impact. Those are the games that she's currently playing now outside of that. Then when she has the girls come over, and we have the Bed Lounge Gaming All-Stars, so it's all the girls that are over, and it's her. They play games like Mario Party, because it's fun. Yep. Boomerang Food. These are multiplayer games, 6 players at a time. Bomberman. 60 Bomberman for the Switch, and then they'll even do some Just Dance together, and they interact with the chat. So it's not like they're just playing video games; they're interacting in the chat, talking to people, and the whole 9 yards. Right after all of that, then you see their Forever Summer Beach stuff. But people will go to a YouTube channel, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and say, "Look at these whores," and it's like, did you just skip the actual gaming content? So they're not there to actually support the girls; they're there to support their own narrative. They need to affirm it. So this is why the guys are like this. So sadly, there are not a lot of black girls on Twitch and YouTube for gaming. There are very few. The Valkyries is one of the few brands that there are outside of black girl gaming, black girl gamers.
Yeah.
And black girl gamers only support black girls that support black girl gamers. They don't support black girl gamers. Which I find funny. I'm like, you call black girl gamers, why don't you come out and support black girls who are gaming? No, you have to support them for them to support you. Nonsense. The Valkyries try to support black girls in gaming because they're majority black, 99%.
Right.
And it's sad that there isn't a lot of black guys or men that support the Valkyries. And the Valkyries are beautiful women, beautiful young women at that. And I can't understand how the brothers don't support them. I have used my platform. I've literally suspended my platform on YouTube so that I can go out and advocate and campaign for them. And still, it's so hard to get black dudes to come, to get the brothers come and support their sisters. And that is telling. That really is. And I just wanted to put that out there. I want to utilize your platform to let all the brothers who are watching this, youtube.com, Empress Nile, EMPR3SS Nile, N-I-L-E. Look up the Valkyries of Arcadia, man. Come support your sisters. They need your help. Look, you got your man, Versatile here, support the Valkyries, man. We need more Versatiles, more Stated Average, more Evil Jagans, more Perry Perrys, more King Jokers, and the rest of the lot that we support. We need you guys to come and support your sisters. They out here. They out here doing it, man. And I'm not trying to compare, but I am trying to compare. These chicks is the flyest girls in gaming. They wash a lot of these white girls out there. Sorry, white girls, but like, I'm not fucking with the Valkyries. Facts. And it's like some of the people will take that offensive, like, well, I'm just repping my set. Like, I don't understand why I can't rep my sisters. I'm not supposed to rep them. Oh, because they're black. Duh. Like the frick. They're my sisters. I gotta rep the set, and they are better than y'all.
Yep.
Well, they're better than y'all in ability, but not popular. But we don't blame y'all for that. That's not y'all fault. That's neither the white man's fault or the white woman's fault. That's our fault. Like, our set ain't repping. My brothers, where y'all at? Come rep the set. Anyway,
it's hard. It's harder. This man, this they like they are
yeah, man.
They don't want. I don't know. It's just it be our own. I don't know. Like they'll rather go see some other group of people Twitch and stream and all that.
Amaranth, Indie Fox, where she was on the stream, Faith, Pokimane, anyone, as long as they're not black. Sad.
And the thing is, a lot of them, like a lot of different Twitch streamers and all that, they're not good at video games. They're not good. No, they got to show cleavage to get viewers. You got somebody good that looks good and know how to play video games and be a good video games. That's a difference. That's a difference. And
they don't support those. They don't support those. That's what gets me out. They don't support those. Yeah.
Crazy. So with Valkyrie, right? So what is the goal? What is the goal y'all want to do with Valkyrie? So, for example, like, so you want to make, like, example, let's say you do like a tournament, like build a tournament, like an empire for women, but let them build their own brand, like, or build their own brand inside the empire, or you want the empire to be separate?
Well, the brand is already inside Empire because the brand was born with the organization.
Right.
What I want them to do is I want them to have their own autonomy and sovereignty within inside Empire. I am not a woman.
Right.
I am not a female. I don't want to run the Valkyries. I shouldn't have to run the Valkyries.
No.
Right? The Empress and the lady should run the Valkyries. That's it. But I want them to be successful, but I want them to be able to get their brand out there, help empower young black women.
Yes.
Natural and artificial. I have to say that. Because we have a heavy thing on with the Valkyries being all natural. That's a big thing. You have to be all natural. I'm like, we make some exceptions here, but the reason why we're looking for all natural women is because there are a lot of young, malleable black ladies out there that will feel alienated if they don't come with the weave and the baddie eyelashes and all this other fake stuff.
Right.
Nah, the Valkyries want you as is. Yep. We want you, not the accessories that come with you. Some of them will bring their accessories. We'll make concessions depending on, but when it's extreme, nah. Yeah. Because we have a message that we want to maintain, and that we love you as you are, as God made you.
Right.
Not how this artificial nonsense.
Beyonce. All that, or wear weave, makeup, ass shots. I
wouldn't even go as far as a weave, because there's an exception to that.
Yeah.
Africans have been wearing false hair since the pharaohs.
Okay.
Braids, but putting on a white woman's hairstyle is stupid.
Yeah.
And I will never apologize for that. That's dumb. You don't see white women walking around with afros.
No.
They're not trying to be black. Oh, but they walk around with braids. Yes, because they braid their hair.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? They can take their hair and do that style. Braiding is a style.
Right.
So they can use that. That's fine. Straightening your hair is not a style. No, you cannot naturally do that. You need to go get chemical relaxers to burn out your hair.
Yep, damage it.
That is unnatural. You have to damage your hair to get the style. And we're not about promoting psychological or spiritual self-hatred. We're not about that.
No.
So we love our women, all natural African, 100%. And that's what the Valkyries. That's what the Valkyries do. If you look at Empress now, well, you know, when they go on TV, like for the live video game TV for E Plus TV, she has to put on makeup, but she doesn't cake. It's a light foundation. She doesn't even wear lipstick, lip gloss. Just that's it. She's not going on that extra. And that's not to say we're saying, oh, if you do that, you can't be a Valkyrie. You want to put on makeup and whatever, that's fine.
Right.
But there's still an obligation to the young, impressionable African daughters out there that you have to maintain some level of naturalness of yourself. So we kind of try to balance that out. But for the most part, the girls are all natural.
So what more content y'all want for the Valkyries? What y'all want to get into? Like, what's the next set of content y'all want to do? Like,
well, the Valkyries are in a lot of stuff. They dance, they model, they sing. One of the Valkyries have already put out her new single. We're trying to get a group song out. Yeah, her name is Valkyrie Kwanai. She has a song called Uncompromised. I'll send you. We did a short little featured video on it. I'll send that to you so you can put that in the description. Guys can check that out. Support her, give us some support on the song. She's coming out with a couple of other songs. We have a teacher, Valkyrie Lioness Sheeta. She teaches online classes to young students here in Jamaica. She's also gone to Namibia in Africa. She's also taught there. And most of them are dancers. Some of them are street professional, and then you have the just dancers and stuff like that. They model for a lot of people. So why do they have to always wear bathing suits? One, it's a tropical island. Yeah. Two, they're on a beach. What do you want them to wear? Hazmat suit? A hoodie with jeans? I'm like, this is not New York. They're in Jamaica. And they only wear those bikinis or swimsuits in the appropriate environment. It's not like they come and they say, hey, let's go to my house, go on my bed and play video games in a two-piece thong. What? No. So, but they model for a swimwear organization called 876 Beachwear here in Jamaica. And that's why you see them in a lot of stuff. But you have to go to that particular section, the Forever Summer section, to see that. Right, okay. But outside of we would like to get them in a movie. And then continue to do what they're doing through gaming.
So back in the day, did y'all have any women competing in competitions? I'm talking about the
no, we still do now. Robin, a couple years back, Robin went to Evo. Okay. She was playing in Evolution for tournaments. We have the Just Dance tournaments that the girls play in, and then we also have some Call of Duty tournaments that they've played in. But over the years, they've always played. We had an all Halo Valkyrie team led by Valkyrie Nightmare. Persia used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 4. So they still compete, just not as much as they used to now, and that's due to the pandemic. So yes. Can't really go anywhere, and all the tournaments are online. So all right. So
is there any way this say other blacks to come in and they will say, well, yeah, I want to join Empire. What do I need to do? What can I bring? Like what can I bring? My personality I could bring to Empire. What can I do? What you looking for? How can I be a part? How can I support? Anything I could do? How can I come? It could be a female, or I want to join Valkyrie, or it could be the males. I want to join Arcadian. I want to be a part of it because I like the culture that's in the gaming org.
Well, we're looking for content creators. We're not looking for like champions. Right. If a champion comes to us, he's already proven himself and already what's the word for this? Established himself, and he wants to join because he wants to help EMP by adding more wins, no problem. But we're not a sponsorship organization. A lot of people think we sponsor players. We don't. We help our players out. If people want to come on our team because they're looking to be sponsored, to be sent to tournaments to come win and represent us, we don't need that. Right. It is something we want. But because it's not a need, we're not going to take the little funding that we have to put it to something that's not a need.
Right.
What is a need is we need to fund the Valkyries because they create content that can be packaged and resold. ValkyrieFans.com, www.ValkyrieFans.com. That's the Valkyrie stores on EvilJagan.com. So they sell fan service clips, merch, videos, and other things that are coming, like the Valkyrie coloring book, digital coloring book. So, yeah. We also need to get some of the songs that the Valkyries are producing to be sold on there as well. So, yeah. In terms of like what I'm looking for the Valkyries to do, they are doing it all already.
Yeah.
Successful and profitable about it.
Right. So, yeah, but what games are you interested today? Like what games you think let's say the pandemic, I guess, of course not.
Me personally?
Yeah, like what games you were like, okay, I
want to play Metroid. I want to play Metroid Dread, and I want to go back to finishing up I've not finished Cadence of Hyrule, and I need to finish up Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
You didn't play Metroid Dread? What?
Nope. A lot of things have happened in the last 4 months that like I said, I've suspended a lot of things in Empire Arcadia, and I put my full focus on the Valkyries. Okay. But this year, I'm going to get back into certain things.
So, people who just get into gaming, what do you advise people? Gaming, YouTube, tournaments, whatever. How do you? What advice can you give them to to come in the industry? What would you tell them starting out? Like what's the steps you?
Well, it's difficult. There is no way. There is no plan. There's no map. There are two ways you get into the scene. You come in, you be you, and you hope to trend and blow. That's how everybody gets in. Then you have some money, $100,000, and you hire a PR firm that can create a brand for you. Pay the right people to get you recommended on YouTube, get 1,000 plus subs, and then build. That's it. That's it. So there's no other secret, no nothing, none of that. That's it.
So yeah, it's just crazy how like you don't get enough credit for the things you do, and I know you don't do it like to get recognition. I know you do it to your love. What if there was some things that you could change in the past? What would be those things? Like what would you like? Okay,
nothing. I'm not changing nothing in the past. I believe if I went back and changed the past, the Empire would have died.
Oh,
everything, as Morpheus said in the elevator to Neo and Trinity after they spoke to the Merovingian, they said, "What did we do wrong?" And he said, "Nothing. We've done everything we possibly could have done." And it's like, "How do you know?" And he's like, "We're still alive." So EMP is still alive. I'm still alive. We're still here. I wouldn't change anything.
I'm going to support it too because I like the culture. I like the history of the culture, and I can learn a lot of things. And the stuff like I watched the old videos of you in the apartment. Y'all really started from the ground up. Yeah, they didn't need anybody to. Well, I need Microsoft. I need this company to get there. Y'all started from the ground up, and then the culture. That's the difference. The culture. A lot of these companies don't have culture. A lot of companies just here take the money and then just fund everything.
It's a business.
Yeah.
Their culture is corporate.
Yeah.
Let's just put it like that. They have a corporate culture because at the end of the day, they have a bottom line that they got to meet. And for them, it's just they just need to get these things done. And they cannot be involved in things that's not making money. They got shareholders that they got to answer to. And that's understandable. I can't even knock Suits for being what they are. But we're more true to the essence of the community and the actual culture. So we rock with that. But you have to balance it out, man. You have to balance it out because at the end of the day, the love and the culture don't pay the bills.
You look at some of these games too, right? So the Gears of War, the first 3 Gears of War games, the culture was there. The reason why it was so good because of the culture. Then you see corporate come. the game died down. They'll have the same core mechanics. There's not enough blood, not enough gore, not enough explosions like it used to. Then you shoot the wall.
They gotta make money.
Yeah, but and you can see it now. It's dying. You see it now dying. And this is the thing too. Like Nintendo, Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo sometimes rehash the same game 2 or 3 times, whatever. But the difference is they never change the core of the game. This is why they could drop another game now in 10,000, get 10 million, sell 10 million easy. The first part is Nintendo nobody could beat. Even Sony doing good now, but when it comes to first party,
no one can beat Nintendo.
It can't be Nintendo. And this is why you talk to like a lot of retro players. They'll be like, yeah, these new systems good, PlayStation, Xbox good, but the Nintendo, see, I could go back in my room. I could play I could show you my old Nintendo games. They know the lore. Nowadays, we don't like nowadays. I can say we because I've been playing it a long time. But nowadays, the attention span is short. So you like Legend of Zelda, you could play Legend of Zelda 3 or 4 times and be excited to play it. Today, you beat the game one time. You're not. They ain't touching it no more. It's done. The attention span is low. It's more focused on multiplayer.
But also, it's a new generation of players,
right?
Which is different from our generation.
Right.
The technology is more instant gratification, so the attention span is shorter. Our technology was more pioneering, so we had to go with the nuts and the bolts. It's longer for us.
Yeah. Like now, because like back then, my cousin would come over, one of my friends, y'all come over, play, and we master the game, we play the game all day. Now it's more cursing, knocking people down, the bitch or whore, slut. It's too much now. It's take the fun out of it.
I don't think they ever wanted any fun in it. I think what they wanted to do was to try to get all of the negative elements in real life into a game, since a lot of people are on the games more often.
Yeah.
To destroy people.
It's crazy, man. I'm hopefully I want to support y'all. I like I say, I like the culture. It's fun.
I appreciate it.
And I would do the best I could to help. I don't care what it is, cause I know I see the vision. I've been seeing the vision. When I watch them videos, a lot of people like Rob, like I didn't know a lot until Rob told me. Rob said, "Man, it's a good dude. Talk to him. You should look at it." He's showing videos and stuff like that. I said, "Man, it's crazy how it's a movement, and then nobody ain't talking about it." I don't. What you mean? Why nobody talking about this? Especially the fighting game community. Nobody talking about this.
No,
that's just
nobody's gonna talk about it in the fighting game community, because you have to understand. You know, in other interviews, I would be mad. I would be very eccentric. And there's a word for this. I'm trying to get the word. Passionate. I'd be very eccentric and passionate in my other interviews. And I've realized the older I get, the less passionate I become. There's a reason for it. Because I've seen so much of the foolishness. I grew up on it, that we're just in 2 different generations.
Yeah.
What this generation understands about gaming versus the generation we come from understand about is completely different. We're speaking 2 different languages.
Right.
The narratives are different. The understandings are different. None of it is the same. So all I can do with EMP, because it's an old relic, all I can do is manage it. My father said this. I'll go with this one. He said, "Son, it is difficult to build an empire, far more difficult to maintain one.
Yep.
Empires come and go.
Mm-hmm.
I would like my empire to survive past me. So I have to be able to adapt with the times, but maintain the traditions.
Yeah.
You know, there's a video game company that does that. And I steal all their strategies from them and do it into Empire Arcadia. Do you know what video game company that is?
Nintendo?
That's why they're 100 and almost 30 years old.
Yeah,
They maintain the core traditions of them as a company, a brand, but they still find a way to innovate and adapt to the new technology and times.
Yep. With the vibration of controllers. The Wii U nunchucks.
Motion sensors, everything.
Yeah.
Not just the technology, but the culture of the people and the constant changing of the market's culture.
Yeah.
As well. They learn to adapt. So for EMP, that's what I got to do. I got to learn to adapt. Right now, Empire Arcadia playing in video game tournaments and competing and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. That's not what the market's about.
Content.
It has that. It has that in it, but that's not the main function of the market. Content creation is. Guess who creates the best content in Empire Arcadia? The Valkyries.
Yep.
So that's the pivot. I'm adapting and I'm pivoting to that, but I won't forget the traditions and the core of what Empire Arcadia is. I have to maintain that. It's a balancing act. It's a very difficult one. I try my best to maintain it as best as I can.
Yeah, it's stressful, man. I remember one of the reasons why I stopped streaming on Twitch. I just stopped at Reach like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. It's because I felt like I've been doing it for so long, right? And when I was doing it for so long, I might get a couple of viewers here and there. I feel like, and I grind. It's not like I'm not doing it every day. I mean, I don't do it every day, but I do it more time. Every time I get on the game, I'll stream. But when I did my YouTube, when I get my YouTube, I saw a big go up on my numbers, subscribers, and viewers when I went for YouTube for 2 weeks than I did for 4 months on Twitch. And I guess because and a lot of people say, well, YouTube is constantly growing. Eventually it will pass Twitch, but now it's like my subscribers go up, viewers go up. They'll talk to me. I have people come to my Discord, stuff like that, and now it's like I might well just fully go to YouTube and put videos out and stream on it. So what's the point? Why not? Like, I don't know. It just depends. It depends. Like Twitch, I know people Twitch for streaming since it first came out and don't got numbers. It feel like you gotta. I don't know. It's like you gotta hope to get a certain way.
First of all, if you're black on Twitch, if you don't know someone on the inside, it's gonna be very difficult for you to make it. You need to know someone on the inside, and you have to also have the right people who are gonna support you in what you're doing. If you're a black woman on Twitch, then the only way you're gonna make it is through TNA. And I mean as a whole. Obviously, there's always a token, there's always an anomaly. Always. There will always be an exception to the rule. Generally, no, you better have some TNA going. And it's how you mesh the TNA with your content.
Yeah.
Because you can do it tastefully. There's a tasteful way to do it. As for us as a people, the only way we're gonna blow up on Twitch, on YouTube, is what's the word for this? We gotta have unity. We have to have support from our people. We can't expect that support to come from anybody else other than us.
Yeah.
And until we do that, we're gonna always be here. This is why, in a sense, like when you think about Empire Arcadia, we're like Africa's esports team. And when we were in Ghana, I used to say that a guy called Kwabena from the African esports team in Ghana called Virtual Union. He said he used to watch us as a kid compete at Evo.
Damn.
And in Ghana, there was like Empire Arcadia is Africa's team.
Damn.
And I was like, yeah, we were. Because we were the only majority pro-black team representing.
Yeah.
And people used to ask, oh, you're American? And I was like, no, we're Empire Arcadia. And I was like, and if we're going to represent an ethnic group, it's going to be Africa. Or Africans, so to speak. So I'm like, I'm not going to represent, like, no. I'm sorry, you got me mixed up. I'm like, we represent blacks in America, but ethnic group, we're representing Africa. Yep. Period.
I'm gonna keep striving. I'm not like I don't do it like I don't stream and nothing like just to get numbers or I don't even care about the money because I fucking work. I work fucking every day, Monday through Friday. I don't care about the money. I just want a co-audience, just a small audience, 10 people. I ever average 10 people, every 5 people. It's just to have fun.
That also goes to who you're networking with and creating content with. Collaborations. Builds communities. So I'm going to do everything in my power. Same way you're going to help EMP and the Valkyries. I'm going to do everything in my power. Use my network. I have pretty decent numbers. I have some okay numbers. So I'm going to do everything in the empire to help grow your community as well. Because I think you do some great work. The interview you did with Hip Hop Gamer, the interview you do with me, I think this type of information needs to be passed around throughout the African community, globally, throughout the whole diaspora, so that they can know that, no, you're not alone, and there are people with significant achievements in gaming that are representing you.
Yeah. So there's another thing too. I know you probably heard of them. RDC World. Yeah. See, tell what, but a lot of people. That's why I gravitate to them a lot too, because they're not the normal YouTuber. They're not the normal Twitch streamer. They talk about sports. They talk about hip hop. They talk about they
go through a collage of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the thing is, now they have one dude that's not black, but you can see how it's a main black group, but they always go to every genre. They in every cartoons, anime, sports, hip hop. They go to every genre. And that's why I think too that Empire, I think the core elements they get is from Empire. I'm not saying they know anything about y'all or anything like that. I'm just saying
it's like the Empire. Yes.
Because they're not going to say, well, they're not going to be corporate or they don't seem I say whitewash. They really talk hood. They'll say we'll box, we'll beat you up, we'll beat the fuck out. Like they curse and all that. So so they gravitate more, like how y'all was, because
we try to make sure that as an organization and as a brand that we're versatile and diverse. Yeah, we used to be diverse,
but it doesn't work.
But people don't want to diversify with us, so now we're just mainly Africans. But we will never give up our versatility. Yeah, we will always maintain our versatility. Yeah. So people will see us as Africa's esports team.
And one of the dudes, the main dude is Mark. He when he go to events and all that, or Comic-Con, whatever big event, he always bring his core people. He never go nowhere without anybody else. Even when they were like, well, we only want you to come out here. No, I want my whole team to come. I want everybody.
He understands.
Yeah. And then
he understands.
And then another thing is too, like I don't know if you've seen it, LeBron Looney Tunes, it's a Looney Tunes movie. Remember the Space Jam movie?
Space Jam 2.
Yeah, he brought his friends out there. He didn't go by himself. He brought his friends out there. He don't want to be, well, I'm Mark, so I'm the only person gonna come out there. I'm gonna want all my friends, and every time I meet somebody, I want my friends to meet them too. Not just me, I want everybody to meet them. And that's why they so popular and big, because they never left the core. They never had one person over. Everybody equal. Every time one person get an interview, I'm bringing everybody. I'm not just putting me on it. And that's why I see they have great unity. You don't see YouTubers do like that. You don't see none of these.
They don't want to collaborate. They don't want to do nothing, man. It's crazy. They see Logan Paul. And they want to be that. That's it.
Well, but I don't know why. But I don't know why. Why? Like why?
Because they think that's the marker for success.
Yeah, it's too many. Like the music industry. It's too many people trying to make the same music, and you be like, I just heard the same. It's the same beat, same kind of drums. Why nobody just make different type of music? This is why you can't. Hip hop, you can't compare Jay-Z. You can't say Jay-Z make different music. Kendrick make a different music. J. Cole make Drake. They got their own flows on their own thing. Everybody trying to be like what's his name? Young NBA, young boy. They're trying to make the same. It's getting old. It's trash. It's trash. Nobody want to be original no more. And this is why I think RDC will always be on top, is because they diverse. They got a core group, but they go into every single thing, and they're knowledgeable, and they're not gonna go against each other to get to the top. They're gonna bring everybody up with them. Everybody who they started with is gonna be with the finish line too. And that's what I see with Empire. Everybody that come with Empire is always gonna be in good shape, no matter what happened. But like you said, the people you had, you was diverse. But they're not there no more. It's like
new people will come around.
Yeah,
new people will come around. So, and that's fine. Now, I can't expect everyone to be with me to the end. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, I want this to grow. I'm telling you, I'm a support. You're gonna see me every upload. Every time you, well, I gotta say every time you stream, because that's kind of difficult. I could be over there a lot. I watch a lot of Twitch streams and stuff like that. So
make sure you're available.
Yes.
Make sure you're available this coming Friday.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, Friday
for the retreat.
I'm off. Once I leave work 4:30, I'm off for the rest of the weekend. I don't never. Sometimes yeah, I'm gonna be there. Trust me. We gonna talk. I'm gonna be around. I promise you.
All right, thanks, Versatile. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, let everybody know where they can find you on YouTube and stuff like that, in your websites.
So my two main social media platforms that I use the most, Twitter and YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm on Twitter at EMP_Triforce_GM. Yeah, I know that's long. Whatever. So I repeat it one more time. EMP_Triforce TRIFORCE_GM. That's my Twitter. If you hit me up on Twitter, if you comment to me on Twitter, you message me on Twitter, I'm going to reply back to you. And then my main YouTube page is youtube.com/Empire Arcadia. But I implore you guys, please go to Empress Now's YouTube page. That's where I'm currently at, and I'm putting all my energies at. 80% of the Empire's energy from me goes into the Valkyries. 20% is reserved for the main Empire until we get these girls off and running. Once these girls take off, I'll come back and then I'll make sure that everything's good with the main core of the Empire. But right now, we're out here supporting the Valkyries, and we need more people to come and support the Valkyries, especially our brothers. Y'all need to come support your sisters, man. Come out here and make this stuff happen. So please those are the three platforms you can find me. And our YouTube is youtube.com/EMPR3SS Nile NILE.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all the links. You gonna send me the links? I'm gonna put all the links in the description so y'all can see. It'll be easy to access.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I have, man. It's fun. It was a good interview. I liked it.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'll see you guys. I'll see you in the next one for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. All right, later.
Later.